the ultimate guide to fighting your demons. Like, every single person has demons. Every single person has something within themselves that they want to overcome, whether that's confidence, whether that's porn addiction. Like, we all have something that we are working on. Now, this is the ultimate guide. And now I'm about to break down for you simply how you can overcome your demons, overcome yourself in order to go to that next level. You understand that? Everyone's suffering. I've got a blueprint for you right here. Even got a whiteboard. And let's get straight to business, man. Now, before we get started, you already know what to do, man. Make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to hit the red subscribe button. And make sure to comment down below. Let me know what you get from the video, man. Let's get to it, man. Now, fighting demons. Every single person has it, man. You know? So the number one thing you want to do is be aware of them. You have to be aware of your demons. You cannot fight something or overcome something that you are not aware of. So what are your demons? What are you struggling with? Is it confidence? Is it PMO, porn addiction? Is it anger? Is it jealousy? I don't know. Everyone is different. But write all your demons down, because don't just write the one thing. Write everything down. Make sure you got a pen and paper or put it down on your phone. Don't just look at this video and think, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. And don't write anything down and don't apply it. Then you're not gonna get nothing from it. So get your pen, notepad out, get your phone out, and write down. Number one, be aware of them. Be aware of it. Write it down. All the things that you're struggling with, your demons, write them down. Identify them. First and foremost, identifying what they are is the first and most important step. Because you cannot go to the next step if you don't know what it is. You understand? That brings me to my next point. The next point is what triggers the demon. What triggers it? You understand? What triggers the demon? Is it, for example, if you got addiction of porn and that, okay, what triggers my porn addiction? Social media, boredom, or, you know what I'm saying to you? Write down what triggers it. Okay, my demons, are, you know what I'm saying to you, are most active when this happens, you know. When I do this, that's when it triggers it. Write down what triggers. For every single point you wrote down, every demon you have, write down what triggers it. If it's anger, is it when someone's rude to you, or is it when you don't get your way in that? Write down what triggers it. You understand that? Cause and effect. That's how the world works. Cause and effect. The cause happens and effect happens. You understand? So write down what it is for each one of your demons. Write down what exactly triggers it. You know what I'm saying to you? What feeds your demon? What brings it to life? And that you need to write that down. Identify what that is and write that down next to each ring. You understand? And once you've done that, we go to the third point, which is find the root cause. Now, this one is gonna take some time and that. Some people can get it straight away. Some people take weeks, months, or maybe even years to get to the root cause, because you have to remember everything has a root. Everything stems from something. You understand? There's no point trying to overcome something if you don't know where it comes from and that. You know what it is. You know what causes it. Now you need to know what is the origin of it? Where did it stem from? So maybe let's say anger, for example. Anger issues. Where did that come from? Think, oh, I don't know, I've always been like this. You have to think deeper and deeper. You know what? My mom and dad was quite aggressive towards me as a kid and that. I remember them always being aggressive, hitting me and all that stuff and that. Yeah, I believe it stems from that. If it's porn addiction, where did that stem from? Okay, exposed to social media. I was on social media and then kept coming across all my friends. You know what I'm saying to you? What is the origin of it? Where did it actually come from and that? You know, confidence, lack of confidence. Okay, where did it come from and that? Yeah, maybe from a childhood when I got rejected by blah blah blah. I don't know, bro. I don't know what your reason is. I'm giving examples right now. Whatever your one is, that's what you need to get to the root of. It's very, very important, bro. If you don't get to the root of the issue, then there's no way you can do anything you want. Yeah, but it's always gonna keep arising. Just like a tree or a plant and that. You can cut the top off, but it's gonna keep growing until you dig out the roots. Until you dig out the root, that's when you're gonna fully eradicate the problem and that. You feel what I'm saying to you? So write down again, the root cause is this, the root cause is that. You know, this is probably one of the most important steps in that. You know what I'm saying? To get into the bottom of things and that. Don't just a lot of people tend to do is they just do drugs or something, for example, to help them cope with their issues, or they just do video games to help them cope with their issues. They just do whatever activities or just do external things in order to cope with what they're suffering with. But that's only a short-term fix in that. It only solves the issue in the short term. Long term, this issue is still there. You feel what I'm saying to you? So doing what I said right now, getting to the root of it, you can eradicate, you can actually get rid of it and actually overcome the addiction, overcome your demon. You understand that? So it's very, very, very important to think deeply. Maybe it'll pop up straight away, maybe it'll come after a week, a month, a year, whatever. But you have to know where it comes from and the origin of it and that, you know. And that leads me to the next step, which is use alternatives. So, for example, once you understand where it comes from and that, like, let's say, like I always say in my videos, and let's say if you're an aggressive person, someone tends to get angry. Okay, you get angry, and then I don't know what you do when you get angry. Maybe you hit people, maybe you swear at people, or whatever you do. But it's an alternative to anger. You know, you can go to the gym, lift weights, boom. You know, that's an alternative. Instead of you being aggressive towards people, you can use that energy to build muscle or to let go of blow your steam. You can use that for boxing, MMA. You know, same with PMO, porn addiction, for example. Like, okay, you get that, and then naturally you want to just blow your seed away. Okay, you can take that. That's energy, bro. You can take that, do some running, bro. You can take that and do a productive activity. You know, take that and do something with it instead of just holding it in and blowing it. Like, you can do something else with it. You can, bro, like, it's energy, bro. You can cultivate that into what you want. You understand? You feel what I'm saying to you? There's also alternative and that, like, so for every bad habit, let's say you're smoking now, okay, instead of smoking, you can do breath work, bro. Like, if you smoke weed, for example, breath work, bro, it's gonna blow your mind away. Because weed gives you that feeling, the high dopamine rush, and you feel, yeah, that type of way and that. If you do breath work, you can feel exactly the same as you do when you smoke and that. You feel what I'm saying to you? So instead of just, okay, I'm gonna stop a habit and never do it again, but then it doesn't work out because there's a gap then. Okay, normally when you feel like this is a trigger. Now there's no trigger, then automatically it's only a matter of time before you go back to your old habit. But if there's a trigger and you have an alternative, instead of smoking, I'm doing breath work. Instead of getting angry, I'm going to the gym. You found an alternative, a different outlet for the energy to go into. You know, if you don't have a different outlet, you want to stop a habit without having an alternative, then you'll flop. Just like, for example, people who want to go vegan or change diet, vegetarian, whatever, they stop eating meat but have no alternative. So after a week or so, they're like, okay, there's no alternative, let me go back to meat. But if you had an alternative there, instead of eating meat, you eat this, then boom, you know, there's a different way to let out, like, how you feel. You understand what I'm saying? So this is very, very, very crucial step in that. You understand? An alternative. There's plenty for everything that you're suffering with. There's good 3, 5 to 10 different alternatives. It's all about picking the alternative that suits you best, that works best for you. Pick a positive alternative. Every single thing, bro. I don't care if it's smoking, video games, flipping, I don't know, PMO, like whatever you're doing, bro. There's plenty of alternatives, and that's what you have to find. You have to you have to look at the alternatives and that, and then decide which one you're gonna go for. You understand that? And the next point is prayer and forgiveness in that. Now, this is a very, very, very important step in that, because it's like, okay, you can do alternatives, you can do everything you want in that, like as far as eliminating your demons or fighting them or whatever, overcoming yourself in that. But if you do not forgive and pray, then there is, bro, like, you're not fully cleansed yourself and that. So let's say you had anger issues and the root cause come from your parents, for example, because they were with you, they're aggressive towards you, hit you, I don't know what happened, you know what I'm saying to you, like that. So you can say, okay, you know what, yeah, I got anger, I'm gonna go gym instead and all that, but that resentment, the resentment really towards them is still there and that. You haven't fully overcome it because you haven't forgiven them. You know, you don't need to physically tell them like, oh, I forgive you for doing this to me. You don't need to do that. It's just within yourself and that, like, okay, cool, yeah, the anger stems from my parents. You know what? I forgive them. That the way they brought me up, they thought that was the right way. I forgive them, and I forgive myself and that. Forgiving yourself also because, like, you was a victim to whatever happened to you. You know, I forgive myself for being aggressive. Like, you have to have a good relationship with yourself. You feel what I'm saying to you? Forgiving yourself for your bad actions, your bad deeds and that, you know, and also asking God for forgiveness, whatever you believe in, of course, but asking God for forgiveness, like asking God for strength, asking God for guidance and that, you know, like pray to God, man. You know what I'm saying to you? He's there to, like, every scripture, God is the most merciful. Christianity, Muslim, whatever you believe in, and that, if you believe in a religion, you know that God is the most merciful. You know, if you pray, it says in the Bible, for example, if you pray and believe you shall receive it, then it will be yours in that. You know, so prayer. You know, okay. like ask God, look, I'm struggling with blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me. That's it, bro. You know, a lot of people don't believe in that. They believe it's just an illusion. They believe it's not real. I don't know. Each to their own. You know what I'm saying to you? But I do believe it's very important to connect to a higher power. You don't have to believe in God, but believing in nothing in a sense, it's like for me, it's a recipe of disaster. It's a recipe for mental health problems, because that means everything's accident. That means there is no law. There's no law and order in a sense, and that things just happen randomly, and where, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just random events, bro. Like, your life is a random event, which is depressing, bro, straight away. But if that was my belief personally, I'll be depressed. Believing that life is a random event. So believing in a higher power, the universe, nature, I don't know, karma, I don't know, whatever you believe in that, in a higher power, repent to it, ask for forgiveness, for guidance, for strength in order to overcome yourself and the demons that you're fighting, and that will bring a lot of clarity, will bring a lot of answers into your life, and that. You understand what I'm saying to you? So it's very important to follow every single step, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't skip, oh, okay, I'm going to go straight into forgiveness, or I'm going to go straight into the alternatives. That's what I said, write it down, bro. Write down on your phone, replay the video, whatever you need to do. Like, follow the steps, man. First, be aware of your demons. You cannot overcome something or fight something when you're not aware of it. Like, what are you fighting? You're fighting yourself, the air. Like, what are you fighting? Nothing. You know, be aware of all your demons. Write them down. I'm struggling with this, confidence, porn. I struggle with wasting time, lacking purpose. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know what yours is. Write it down. You know what I'm saying to you? Then, what do you do next? What triggers the demon? What triggers it? What do you do that makes the demon come alive and fight, or whatever? You know what I'm saying? This is halfly speaking in metaphors. You know what I'm saying to you? What is it that triggers it? You know, what is it? Identify that. The demons act. You know what I'm saying to you? When this happens, that's when it's at its worst. Boom, write that down. Then we go to the next step. Like, find the roots. What is the origin of it? Oh, the origin of it was my parents, or the origin of it was my friends, or the origin of it is this or that. You know, then once you get to the bottom, then you can dig it out. You know what I'm saying to you? Like I said by the plant, we go to use alternatives. Okay, so instead of me doing this, I want to go this way. Like I said, for everything you do, there is multiple alternatives in that. There's multiple alternatives to being angry, to PMO, to all multiple alternatives. Find the alternative that works for you, because you cannot leave an empty gap there. You cannot stop something without having something in place, you know. Then there's a gap, a void, where then you end up circling back around into default mode and that, back into the old self, which you're trying to elevate past. And of course, prayer and forgiveness. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying, to connect with the higher power, connect with God, and ask for forgiveness, repent. If it's a person that has treated you bad, that led to your bad habit, forgive them. If you can do face-to-face, if you have the courage to do face-to-face, do it. Even better. If not, simply say a prayer to God, higher power, whatever you believe in that, to, like, forgive that person and yourself for that, you know? And that's the ultimate guide right there, man, to fighting your demons and that. So follow each step in that, and you overcome all your demons. You go to that next level, and once you do overcome yourself and that, make sure to tell the next person, you know, like, how you've done it. So if you see the next man or woman suffering, give them the same energy, give them the same information and that, so they can do it, and we can all live in a better place and be good within ourselves and that. I appreciate you guys for watching the video. If it brought you any value at all, smash that like button. Make sure to hit the red subscribe button. And again, make sure to comment down below. Let me know what you get from the video, man. Let's get it, man. You got this.